So let's talk about marijuana because, the marijuana that was available when we were 20 is not the same marijuana that's out there today.
Right.
And from what I am hearing more and more through professionals and psychologists that are out there, they're saying that there's a lot of induced psychosis through the THC that's in marijuana right now. Is this something that you're seeing with the people that you're working with that do use marijuana, where it is causing long-term psychosis or long-term damage?
Yeah. So, Monica, I'll tell you this right now. It's such a good question that you asked because I think it's of great importance that we talk about this stuff. You know, the marijuana that we used to see back in our day, I have this feeling like we're probably from the same era, right?
I'm
Um,
48. I was born in 76.
okay, so we're from a similar era because I'm
Yeah,
53. So, and I
we're
was
right
born in
there. Yeah.
71. So there's certain types of marijuana. Even back then, when we were first smoking weed, we would hear about Acapulco Gold, or
Hmm.
like there was those people back then when we were younger were bragging about that stuff, and we're like, no, man, like we get Durban poison, like we get them Northern Lights, like we were trying to show off and say that we get better weed than these old
Right.
timers that are always talking about their outdoor weed.
What was it?
Um,
The purple haze and the
yeah, exactly. So then what I start, and obviously, like we would every so often extract THC and make some brownies, pot brownies. Like we made
Mhm.
pot brownies back in the day, which these days is called edibles, and edibles are sold in many different shapes, forms, and fashions. I mean,
Correct.
it's everything from cookies to lollipops to all that stuff. However, they also extract the concentrate from the THC and sell that too. And it's distributed through things that we never knew would ever exist back in our day, places like dispensaries where it's
Correct.
legal to sell this stuff.
Yeah.
And so there's people that get their hands on this stuff. So let's take a look at what concentrate is. If it's concentrate, that means it's in its most potent form. It means there is no leaf to burn, right? There's
Hmm.
no bud to burn. You are basically smoking a very powerful, potent portion of THC,
Hmm.
the most powerful, right? So then you got people that are doing carts. They got weed
So
pens.
the cartridges that people are buying now when they're vaping, the marijuana, and there is that stronger than
Yes,
if you're smoking it? It is, right?
I guess it depends on the person. I'm certain that, if I'm not mistaken, I remember that THC, you built a tolerance. So if you smoked a lot of weed over a period of time, you're going to have to keep smoking more and more to even be able to get a good high. So
Right.
I would imagine now, if people are smoking the most potent form of it, you're either going to get super high all the time, or you're uh, building a tolerance and just needing to smoke a lot more to be able to even get high. Regardless of the fact, what happens based off of the way people's brains function, there are people possibly that have had predispositions. And if they are smoking stuff, they could go into psychosis. The same way that you used, if you ever did weed, Monica, and you'd go into that paranoid state,
Every time.
times that by 10, times that by
Right.
100. If a person, and so what's happening these days, and there's going to be a lot of marijuana smokers, a lot of THC smokers that are going to disagree. And they're going to tell you, no, 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 that doesn't
Right.
happen. No, it
Doesn't happen to
happens.
them.
It doesn't happen to them, but it happens to people.
Yeah.
I have had people on my podcast, I've had people that I've interviewed that have had straight up psychosis as a result of THC.